Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of I Bought a Watch. Before I get into the unboxing and first impressions in this video, I just want to give a special shout out to this watch over here. I've been wearing it over the weekend and it's quickly shaping up to be one of my favourite watches from AliExpress, and actually one of the favourite watches in my entire collection. So if you haven't already, go check out the unboxing and first impressions of that. That's enough about that watch, let's talk Pagani Design. So here's the watch we're going to be unboxing today. It is a Pagani Design homage of the Rolex Milgauss with a twist. Now, I do have some experience with Pagani Design in the form of their Rolex Hulk Submariner. So this watch is probably one of the best bang for buck spec monsters out there on AliExpress. It's been talked about loads on YouTube, but nonetheless, I have done a video of this, and actually I've done a second video comparing this to the actual Rolex Submariner. So if you're interested, please go check those videos out. I'll leave links up here and in the description below if you're interested. So let's see if Pagani Design can recreate the greatness of their Submariner homage in their Milgauss homage. Let's open the box. As you can see, this is the typical Pagani Design packaging. Quite nice for the price, and definitely above and beyond the bubble wrap that you would usually expect at this kind of price range. So the typical Pagani Design cleaning cloth, you can see there with the Pagani Design logo. Let's give it a quick final polish before taking it out. But before we have a proper look at this, let's just put it to the side. Let's look what else you get. You get the typical Pagani Design book of words and the, as expected, unsigned guarantee card. Let's put this to the side. Oh, just to mention, I have taken out a few spare links just to make it fit on my 7-inch wrist. So let's have a look at this watch. Wow, look at that open heart complication and this monochromatic color scheme. This piece is really something else. All that being said, I can still see smudges on this glass, so let me polish it up so you guys can really appreciate the beauty and complexity of this complication. So this is quite clearly a homage of the Rolex Milgauss. However, they've added a twist of making it an open heart, and has given it a, as Jason the watch guy coined, faux tourbillon look. And although I've never come across a tourbillon in hand, I must say this complication is incredibly eye-catching. I did get this loaned from Jason the watch guy, so if you're interested, please go check out his channel. I'll leave a link in the description below. He has done a full in-detailed review of this and was kind enough to lend it to me to have a look at. And I must say I'm glad he did, because this piece is something special to look at. Now, let's get a closer look in on this dial. So as you can see, it is very reminiscent of the Rolex Milgauss. You have the oyster style casing, a signed Pagani Design crown, a lovely oyster style bracelet with a nice taper to it actually. It is brushed on the external links with polished center links and polished edging. This is a very standard Pagani Design clasp. If you have any experience, you'll be very familiar. Nice fold over action. Let me just pop it open for you. Oh gosh, gonna remove a nail undoing that. It's fairly stiff. I imagine that will loosen up over time. And actually, we've got a lovely decorated movement in the back with a signed Pagani Design rotor. Lovely bit of faux blued screws, I'd imagine, and a bit of Geneva striping on that rotor. Yeah, signed screw down caseback with Pagani Design stainless steel and the reference number PD1658 and water resistance of 100 meters. Now, having a water resistance of 100 meters, I'd expect this to have a, screw down crown. The movement here is a, I believe it's a Guangzhou. I'm not sure, I will check that in the full review. It will have, hand winding. I must say that's pretty rough feeling hand wind. And unfortunately, it looks like no hacking. But, you know, and obviously there's no date complication. But I must say that crown does screw back in very nicely. Threading is quite... I must say this is an absolute fingerprint magnet. It is picking up fingerprints, especially in this bright light. Wow. You know, very impressed by this piece so far. Oh, I've just noticed it does have the protruding center links, which will make it probably wear a little larger than its, I believe it's 41 millimeters. 41 millimeter diameter suggests, but those are curved quite down, far down actually, so perhaps it won't wear as large as, say, the Corgio Speedmaster Homage that I reviewed a couple weeks back. Without further ado, let's get this on the wrist. And there we go. Look at that. Definitely a flashier piece and a definite eye catcher with that open heart. But look at that. It actually wears fairly well. It's, yeah. Managed to get a pretty good fit thanks to those levels of micro adjust in the clasp. And yeah, I must say, quite a good piece. And actually a really wearable size for my 7-inch wrists. Although I have noticed it does wear incredibly thick. Let me just take it off for you. Although it is using the Milgauss styled case, I guess that's the Oyster case, you can see from the side profile that it is noticeably thicker, and probably I'd imagine due to that open heart complication. So actually, if I was to give a review of just the wrist presence of this piece, I would say it wears much more comparable to a diver or sports watch rather than a dressier piece. As you can see next to the Pagani Design Submariner, it's actually comparable thickness, and you wouldn't expect that from a watch that actually it looks even thicker than the far bigger Submariner. So it has got quite a substantial thickness. I'll do the full set of measurements in the full review, but aside from that, I'm really enjoying this piece. It's picking up all kinds of fingerprints. I've got to say, in this light, this piece is looking amazing. I hope the camera's doing it justice. I'm really loving the eye candy of that open heart, as well as the Milgauss inspired lightning bolt seconds hand. Right, okay, that's my first impressions of the piece. Please let me know what you think of this watch in the video description below. I'll leave a link where you can go pick one of these up. It will be an affiliate link. That just basically means that I get a small cut at no extra cost to you guys. As always, like the video if you like what you saw, and consider subscribing because it really does help the channel out and allows me to tailor this content to better suit you guys, as well as hopefully getting to the point where the channel can fund watch purchases, or at least to help offset some of the cost. As always guys, just want to say a big thank you for everyone who's watched, liked and subscribed. I'll see you again in the next episode. Bye!